In this class, we are going to discuss organisms from populations, objective questions point of view. First one, you can see which part of the world has high density of an organisms. Option A, grasslands; B, savannas; C, deciduous forest; and tropical rainforest. First one, you can see grasslands. Grasslands are, suppose for example, if a fire, so automatically what are the plants are living along with that is also disappear. So that's why here there is no high density is not present. Savannas means it is one of the biome means a large variety of plants and animals living in a large extent area only. So in that these also only how much of it is the land is present such a area it can be occupying that a variety of organisms, that means flora and fauna. So that's why in this area it is also not a high density is not present. So these savannas are mainly, you can see it is the largest biome in the world. So you can see in the most of the American regions. Next option C, deciduous forest. This deciduous forest is a large broad leaves are present. So here also not that much of it is population is present. Tropical rainforest. Tropical rainforest is the mainly present in the equatorial regions. So in the equatorial region the sunlight is directly transferred into such areas and a sufficient factors are available. So that's why the organisms are potentially inbreed, the population it can be increases. So that's why the tropical rainforest having it is a high density present. So that's why here based on this option 4 is the right answer. Okay, next second one, competition for light, nutrition and space is most severe between. So in that closely related organism growing in different habitats, closely related organism growing in same habitat, distantly related organism growing in the same habitat, distantly related organisms growing in different habitats. Competition for light or nutrient space is the most severe between closely related organisms. So the closely related organism, they are growing in the same habitat where it is the region or present such a region it is a compete for the light nutrients space is a severe between the same species. So that's why here option the closely related organism growing in a same habitat. So that's why here 2 is the right answer. Next, a mutually third one, a mutually beneficial association necessary for survival of both partners is called mutualism, commensalism, emmensialism, both A and B given. A mutually, question is see, a mutually beneficial association necessary for survival of both partners. So benefited both organisms, benefited to the both organisms. So in the benefited to the both organisms, benefited to the both organisms, that's we called mutualism. Why? Because means the interaction between the two organisms, so both are get benefited, we call it as a mutualism. So example it is the lichens and also mycorrhiza. Okay, the these are the examples. Next option B, this, that's why here option A is the correct answer. So that's why. Okay, next B commensalism means actually the interaction between the two organisms, one organism get benefited, other organism are benefited or harmful. Next emmensialism means interaction between the two organisms, one organism is lost, that means detrimental, another organism is unaffected. So that's why here option A is correct, both are get benefited. Next, the praying mantis is a good example of warning colorization, social insects and camouflaged and Malurian it is a mimicry is present. So here praying mantis. What is here the praying mantis means? Example you can see it is option C is the right answer. Why? Because means here the camouflage. It is a praying mantis. The praying mantis in India it is mainly what is that? How it is there? I will show that praying mantis. So this is the praying mantis. The praying mantis, this is similar to the surrounding environment. What are the how much of color is present in the surrounding? That color is similar to this color is similar to these organism also again. Okay, what is the meaning? What are the organism is present? This color is similar to the surrounding atmosphere. So that's why we call it is a camouflaged organisms. Okay, so answer is the camouflaged. Okay, next question number 5. So actually option B you can see here social insects. Social insects means a group of organisms live in a place. That means what are that? It is the bees and ants. Okay, and also Mullerian mimicry means option D. Mullerian mimicry means it is distasteful to the predators. The prey species or it is distasteful to the predators. We call it is one of the example it is Mullerian mimicry. Okay, next question number 5. So that's the option in the fourth question. C is the right answer. Okay, next in increasing order of organization question number 5. In increasing order of organization complexity, which one of the following is the correct sequence? Population, species, community, ecosystem. Population, variety and species, ecosystem, and population, ecosystems and species, community, and species, variety and ecosystem and community. So here actually main what are the organization? The ecology is organized into it is a already said it is a 11 integrative layers, but in a syllabus point of view what are present population and community and ecosystem and biome in present. So actually what are the order? So order means it is a population is first one is present, next community and also ecosystem and also biome. But here population next it is a one more it is the organization level is present, that's we call it is the species. Species means it is a one or more, one or two. Okay, one or more it is a populations are. Okay, one or more populations are. They are morphologically and behaviorally and biochemically they are live together in an area. Okay, one or more, one or two populations, one or two populations they are living in an area. So such organisms are biochemically, morphologically, okay, anatomically they are same. So that's why we are population after we are coming to the next organization level it is a species and then community also form. So that's why here we are choosing the answer population and species and community and ecosystem. Okay, next question number 6. Ketone species. Ketone species in an ecosystem are those persisting present option A present in maximum number, option B it is that are most frequent, option C attaining a large biomass, option D is contributing to ecosystem properties. So actually ketone species means it is the controlling the an ecosystem. What is this one? Controlling the ecosystem properties. So such a organisms we call it is ketone species. So that's why already here given contributing to the ecosystem. Okay, contribute. The main it is a contributor, controlling and also contributor to the an ecosystem. That's why we call it is the ketone species. Okay. So present in maximum number that are most frequent, attaining in large biomass. It's not a belongs to the ketone species. So main it is a any ecosystem they play a main major role that they contributing the role that's we call it is a ketone species. So that's why here option D is the right answer. Next Niche overlap indicates two different parasites on the same host, sharing of one or more resources between the species, between two species, a mutualism between two species, active cooperation between two species. Actually, niche means the sharing of one or more resources between two species. We call it is the niche. Okay, that niche indicates what is that? It's not definition of niche. So in a niche, that means any trophic level you can see it is one or more resources between the two species. We call it is niche indicates. So that's why this is based upon here option here B is the right answer. Next, animals that can tolerate a narrow range of salinity we call, already we discussed and theoretical point of view. So the animals that can tolerate narrow range of salt condition they are living, we call it is the stenohaline organisms. uh, so that's why here option it is option A is correct. Option B it is euryhaline organisms are present. In euryhaline means what do you call means the organisms that can tolerate a wide range of salinity we call it is euryhaline organisms. It is anadromous and catadromous. These two types are depending upon the climatic conditions. So they are freshwater to marine water and marine water to freshwater that can be migrated. Such a methods we call it is anadromous and also catadromous methods. Okay, that's it.